Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you very much, Mr. Panetta, for yielding, and I want to congratulate you on the excellent work that you're doing on this fight. Mr. Chairman, I rise in opposition to Kyle Allen Amendment, to the Barton-Townsend Amendment, to the Gephardt-Bonnier Amendment, to the Stenholm-Smith Amendment, and to any other fraudulent so-called congressional balanced budget amendment, which is just another gimmick in our effort to deal with a very serious problem. Mr. Chairman, in the early 1980s, the Reagan-Bush team, corporate America, and some congressional Democrats came together to give us Reaganomics and the trickle-down theory. It was a fraud. The result of that effort is that the rich became richer, the working people and the poor people became poorer. That's what trickle-down theory was about. That was the early 1980s. Mr. Chairman, a few years later, they gave us deregulation. You remember that theory? Get the government off the backs of those S&L industry. Let them go out and reinvest in America. Mr. Chairman, that was another fraud. The result of that is the S&L industry turned out to be a bunch of thieves and crooks, many of them under indictment, and now the American taxpayers, the working people, the elderly, are bailing out those institutions to the tune of $500 billion. Well, Mr. Chairman, the same people who gave us Reaganomics and deregulation, they're back again. And what's the gimmick for this year? This year, it's a constitutional amendment to balance the budget. But wait a second. In the last 10 years, Reagan-Bush haven't once given us a balanced budget. In fact, over the many years, budget deficits have soared. We now have a $4 trillion national debt. Mr. Chairman, interestingly enough, during the last several years, the President of the United States and this Congress has had the opportunity to really deal with the deficit crisis. Let me give you an example. Last week on this floor, we had an opportunity to reduce military spending by $27 billion. No phony money here, no gimmicks, real money. You know what happened? We got 90 votes out of 435. All of the brave, most of the brave proponents of this constitutional amendment, they couldn't vote a 10% reduction in military spending. Mr. Chairman, over the last 2 years, we have dumped $105 billion of the S&L bailout into the deficit. Some of us said, no, that's wrong. Let's do it pay as you go. Let's ask the people responsible for the problem, the people who made money out of the S&L fiasco, to pay for it. Don't dump it into the deficit. Don't have the elderly and working people pay for it. Oh, no, the same proponents of the constitutional amendment, where were they then? Into the deficit it went. Mr. Chairman, in the last 10 years, we've given hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks to the richest people in this country. Their incomes have soared. Some of us have said, hey, let's ask the rich to pay more in taxes so we can deal with the deficit crisis. Where were the proponents of the constitutional amendment? They were there defending their wealthy friends. And on it goes. Now, let me tell you, and Mr. Panetta made this point, what's going to happen if this so-called balanced budget amendment passed? Where do you think they're going to get the money from? If they're not getting it from the rich, if they're not getting it from the defense, if they're not getting it from the S&L, I will tell you where they're going to get it. They're going to slash Social Security. They're going to slash Medicare. They're going to slash veterans programs. The same people who said, let's go out to war, they're going to slash those programs. They're going to slash federal aid to education. They're going to cut back on housing programs. I would ask for one more minute.
Gentleman is recognized for one additional minute.
Mr. Chairman, if this institution does not have the guts to take on the rich, does not have the guts to take on the military-industrial complex, is not prepared to deal with the S&L fiasco, I can assure you that it will be the working people, the poor, the elderly, the people who are already suffering, who will see serious and major cutbacks if this constitutional amendment is passed. Let's have the guts and say no to this gimmick, and then let's come back and do the right thing and deal with the deficit crisis in a fair and progressive manner. Thank you very much, Mr.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman